This is a real story of black magic, one that terrified an entire family and left investigators searching for answers that science could not explain. Our story begins in a small, peaceful village in southern India in the early 1990s. A family of 5 lived in an old ancestral house, a place that had stood for more than 100 years. Life was simple and quiet until the day everything began to change. It started with small, strange things. Objects would move on their own. A pot of milk boiled over even when the fire wasn't lit. At night, the family heard faint whispers coming from the courtyard, voices calling their names one by one. They believed it was just imagination, or maybe some wild animal outside. But what came next made them realize this was something far darker. One evening, the youngest daughter, Asha, woke up screaming. She said she saw a dark figure standing near her bed, a woman with long black hair and empty eyes. When her parents rushed into the room, there was no one there. Only the smell of burning incense filled the air. Over the next few days, Asha's condition worsened. She spoke in strange voices, her body trembled violently, and sometimes she spoke languages that no one in the house understood. The family took her to doctors, but every medical test showed she was completely healthy. That's when the grandmother whispered the word everyone feared, black magic. The family turned to a local priest who was known for breaking dark spells. He agreed to visit their home, but when he arrived, he refused to step inside. He said the air around the house was heavy, unnatural. Someone, he warned, has cursed this home with dark energy. Someone close to you. The father was shocked. Who would wish harm upon them? The priest asked for a bowl of water and a lemon. As he began his prayers, the water turned murky black. "This is proof," he said softly, "that evil is here." That night, the priest performed a cleansing ritual. He chanted mantras, burned sacred herbs, and sprinkled holy water through every room. But halfway through, the house began to shake. The doors slammed shut. The lights flickered and burst one by one. A cold wind swept through the house, though every window was closed. The priest shouted for everyone to leave immediately. As they ran out, Asha collapsed. She wasn't breathing. The priest continued his chant outside, drawing sacred symbols in the dirt. After what felt like hours, Asha gasped for air, her eyes rolled back, and she whispered one chilling sentence. "She's gone, but she'll come back." The next morning, the family decided to leave the village. They sold their ancestral home and moved to the city. 4 months, everything was peaceful again. Asha recovered. She even started going to school. But 1 year later, on the same date, the anniversary of that night, something terrifying happened again. When the mother entered Asha's room in the morning, she found the old black thread that the priest had given them torn and lying on the floor. Asha was sitting on her bed, wide awake, her eyes blank, whispering something again and again. Her words? "She's here." The family called the priest once more, but he never returned their messages. Some say he died mysteriously just a few weeks later during another exorcism. Since that day, the family never spoke publicly about what happened. They changed their names, moved abroad, and refused all interviews. But years later, when Asha was an adult, she shared her story anonymously through an online forum for paranormal survivors. She said the dark figure still appears sometimes, only in her dreams, standing at the edge of her bed, whispering the same words she heard as a child. No one knows who placed the curse or why. Some villagers believe it was the result of jealousy, someone envious of the family's success. Others think the spirit was tied to the land itself, awakened after generations of silence. What remains undeniable is this. The story was documented by both local police and spiritual healers, and strange phenomena were recorded by journalists who later visited the abandoned house. Even today, locals claim they can hear faint cries coming from that property after midnight and that no one who enters ever stays for long. This story stands as a chilling reminder that black magic is not always myth, and sometimes the darkness we fear most comes from those we trust the most.